Omituga shakta mikushi. Anoa bineongiabi.
Ho midagyab. Nimie matugashka mani wichasha imagyab. Chega kin ekta wati. Hello, my relatives. My name is Leading Bear Man. Riel Thomson is my colonized name. I'm an educator. I am a First Nations man. And I am from Chega-Kin, Carry the Kettle, which is located in the southeastern part of Saskatchewan. Thank you for joining me here today. I'm going to be doing a biography on my life and where I grew up. First, I'd just like to talk about my home life as a child. You know, I grew up in a home where my mother fostered the development for my cultural identity and cultural growth, spiritually, mentally, and physically. So this is a little bit about my childhood. I attended school in Momart, Saskatchewan, which was predominantly French. So I wasn't exposed to any of my culture in my education. My educational experience from kindergarten to grade 3 was very harsh experience. As a First Nation student in a predominantly white school, you felt the racial profiling and you felt the tensions between the communities, and this was just something that was ingrained into the attitudes and the treatments of First Nation people from European settlers, which was very unfortunate because it limited, potential for all growth of all the people included. So with that being said, yes, it was a tough education, but however, I took lessons from those teachings, and when I finally, around the age of 20, decided to become an educator, I then had that background to know what I didn't want to do and how I would like to pursue education opposed to the westernized, Eurocentric education system. The experiences through elementary school and middle year school really shaped my perception on education. Yes, I did have a few good teachers along the way in terms of being that support, showing me instruction and strategy that I can understand and comprehend. However, when it came to content, culturally relevant content was hard to come by. I know one time in grade 3 we had a feast, and the only way we could get that feast done was by one of myself or my cousin Dwayne inviting in an elder so we could have that resource and bring in a feast to our classroom. This was a really rich exchange. It was awesome because everybody was told to bring foods from their culture, and we came together with a multicultural feast, and it was really successful, and everybody was respectful, and they got to tell a little bit about their cultures. In the Nakota way of life, the Tioshbai is a huge part. Tioshbai basically is the family. We look at the family unit, but traditionally the Tioshbai extended much farther than last names or just your immediate family. The Tioshbai would have been the entire community, and each person would have had a responsibility within this community. And that's what's very important to understand, because that's where independence came in. You needed to be an independent person in order to sustain life amongst the community. As we knew, Sitting Bull said, let's put our minds together and see what we can build for our children. This quote rings many bells in your mind in terms of putting your minds together, working together, joining together in a good way, and working towards a common goal. And this is all about, a great type of teaching and learning. My love and enthusiasm for the outdoors came from my exposure as a child. My father and brother were also outdoor enthusiasts, and we were always on the land together, building those connections, whether it was snaring rabbits in the winter or ice fishing in the winter or collecting medicines in the springtime and summertime. There was always something different going on the land with our family, and we were always sure to be with one another in a harmonious atmosphere, which was really huge for the development of my social and spiritual aspects of my development as a young human being.
Do not tip the canoe.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Try not to what? Okay, yeah, he's caught here.
Gosh.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a beautiful fish. This is Hunt Lake. Set the hook, baby. Set the hook. Peace out. Have a good evening. Thank you guys for watching always. Whew. This one's going back in the lake, eh? She's a big female. Anyways, you have a good one. You have a good life. Oh my God. Thank you. Check out that sunset.
Teaching my students that we are the custodians of Turtle Island is a very important goal of mine. I need to show them that we need to have respect for our surroundings, we need to have respect for our environment, and we need to have respect for the animals, the four-legged, the winged. To have that harmonious atmosphere and that balance, not to over harvest, not to be greedy, but to only take what you need. And always remember, when you take something from Mother Earth for your use, to always put something back in gratitude. When we offer things to show thankfulness, it's important that we say we are thankful, not we are sorry. We are not sorry for taking an animal's life. We are not sorry for using this plant. We are grateful that Creator had provided us with this creature or this plant so that we may use it for ourselves. Be grateful. Pinamaya. It was in university that I started to realize that the teachings I had and the knowledge that I had gained through my life, through lived experience, was a very valuable knowledge. Knowledge from my grandfather and his stories, and local knowledges of Carry the Kettle. These all played a significant role in our family's history of who we are and our identity and our language. Essentially, this is our world view of how we view the world from our little First Nation. And this is important to know because our ancestors suffered to hold on to these ways through the residential school systems. Through many turmoil, we held on to these ways and maintain that strength and resilience and continue to grow as Indigenous people today. In restorations of our ways of life, we really have high hopes for these teachings and continue to want to teach our younger generations how to be ethical young people.